Alright, so we're going to look at the top of the piano. You've got everything taken off, and you can look right down in here. You can see where the tuning pins are. You can see the hammers. You can see the strings. This is begin with the top of the piano. Now this piano has some purple felt covering, but usually you can see the wood here. If you see any large cracks in this is not a good sign. So any signs of cracking up here is not a good sign. Just want to let you know that's where the pins are driven through, and that's the back side of the pin block. Now you cannot tell if the pin block is really cracked until you've taken the piano apart. So you can only find that in the tuning. But you can look at the tuning pins, and if you see any discolored, like somebody's put some glue or anything around these tuning pins, that is a bad sign. It's called tuning pin dope, and it was an old way to fix pianos, and that means that probably some of those pins are loose and somebody has come and tried to fix it, but it does not work and it will not be stable. So you want to look all the way across these tuning pins. Make sure that it is clean and free from rust. You do not want rust all over the tuning pins or the strings. If you see rust on the tuning pins or strings or what we'd call pin dope, it'll be like a purple color. It'll look like somebody just put some coffee or some grape juice. It'll just kind of be sloppy around here. Just look for that. The signs for it are impossible to hide. Okay, let's look at the everything in here should be in line, especially your hammers. Now you want to look for all of the hammers to be in line, and you see these hammers are in pretty good line. And also the dampers, as you look down in, these are the dampers, and they actually stop the strings, and you want to make sure those are in line as well. So a good way to know that something's wrong with the piano is if you look down into the piano and half of the hammers are this way, and there's gaps, big gaps, or hammers are stuck up this way or real far back, or hammers are broke off. Same with these. If these are dampers are all crooked and over, that is a bad sign. So the piano probably will not play. You can actually go ahead and play the piano keys. Watch the hammers go up and come back down. And here's where we talked about that other bridge that came up from the bottom. This other bridge comes up right here, and it's really hard to see, but with your flashlight you can look down in there and see that high treble bridge. Make sure you cannot find any cracks in there just by looking at it. And then this should be clean. This section of the piano should not be dirty. It should not have a lot of any animal things. There shouldn't be any hammers that are eaten off. And then if you want to look at the actual hammers themselves, it's you can see these grooves in this hammer. There's some little grooves, and it's okay to have some little grooves. If they're really, really deep and worn out, that's not a good sign, but that'll happen over the years, especially if it's old and it's been played a lot. This piano has mild grooves, and that's okay. So just make sure you take a look at the hammers and know that if you see anything that's not straight and out of line, broken, falling apart, eaten by animals, and any rust or any pin dope, anything like that, major rust on these tuning pins, that's a good sign that this piano will have a hard time with tuning stability. Here's where you can tell this is built by Baldwin. This is a Baldwin, and it is the Acrosonic, and then its serial number is stamped into the wood right underneath the plate, right here, right underneath the plate. So you can see the serial number 487423. That's a good way to locate the serial number. Other serial numbers can be located on the side right here, stamped on a plate, or right behind the piano where you have to pull it out from the wall on the back edge, stamped into the wood there. So that's up top. If everything checks out up there good, then you know you probably got a pretty good solid set of hammers, and your tuning pins and strings look great, and you can feel pretty confident about it.